So this here is from Bounding into Comics. They're a site I used to read quite a bit back in the day, but of course I check them out once in a while. And they say Jason Momoa rumored to exit role of Aquaman because Aquaman in the Lost Kingdom is terrible. This is from February 22nd, 2023, slightly older, but they say something about Momoa at the end that I haven't quite seen before, and they touch upon the political things that I've been saying about this movie for a little while now. So let's see what they got. Alleged Scooper Twitter user Viewer Anon claimed test screenings for Aquaman and Lost Kingdom are not looking great. As reported by Cosmic Book News in a now deleted tweet, Viewer Anon wrote, "I'll be honest, we're half a dozen test screenings in and it's not looking great. I've consistently heard over the last half year or so, I guess they meant last half year or so, half year wouldn't make sense, okay, that it's boring. Not as good as the first, and potentially one of the worst DCEU movies, which we've heard before." And the thing is this same person at one time put out the opinion that it actually wasn't so bad, and they backtracked on that, which is something I missed before. However, the user previously claimed the film's test reactions were okay and pretty similar to the first back in December. Aquaman 2 has tested a bunch, reactions okay, pretty similar to the first. But then they backtracked. When confronted on this previous claim, Viewer Anon responded, "I was trying to be as positive as possible so as not to worry people. I was also comparing it to Aquaman's final reaction versus the more positive test screening scores I'd heard." Regardless, another scooper, BSL, appeared to collaborate Viewer Anon's more recent claim that Aquaman and Lost Kingdom is not testing well. He tweeted, "There's a reason I've been avoiding any questions about Aquaman and Lost Kingdom, but since Viewer Anon put it out there, it brings me no joy to back him up and tell you that test screenings for this film have not been good. Really hoping Juan fixes this movie before December," the scooper added, and the clock's ticking. Going into March now. There's still time. I mean, what is that? Around 9.5 months, 9 months and 3 weeks, whatever. Yeah, there's time to fix it up. But the thing about making a project is a video, a book, a movie is if you take time to fix it and you make a mistake on fixing it, you've got to go back and start to fix it again. Then you've got this cycle and the clock keeps ticking. So a lot of times it's better to leave it imperfect so you don't get in this vicious cycle of fixing and going in circles. And they say that BSL and Viewer Anon were not the only ones to claim The Lost Kingdom is terrible. So now we've got people piling in here. If we've got one rumor, well, who knows? Two rumors, little better. Three rumors, all right, now we're getting to the point where we're thinking, okay, might be what people have thought about the movie. And this person, Jeff, says, "I hear it's terrible, and that's why Momoa is going to be Lobo going forward. But they can't say that yet because then it would be a lame duck. And DC is hoping to wring another billion out of the box office. First one was awful too, so not a huge surprise." And yeah, I mean, this is what I keep telling people. Even if it's not fantastic, as long as it's just like mediocre, for whatever reason, people might see it because the first one was not that good either, and it got $1 billion. So there's something about this niche of superhero in the ocean people just want to see. Maybe they're going to see the special effects, the sea creatures, and the whole world they create, which will look nice around maybe the bad plot points, the political stuff, the bad acting in a lot of cases, and things like that. They just want to see the underwater and dolphins and whales, and it's kind of an experience no matter what. If you see Superman or Batman, there's some city scenery, but it's nothing special. Now they get into the political stuff. The idea that the film is doing terribly with test audiences shouldn't come as a surprise, as Jason Momoa recently revealed the film contains a giant lecture about climate change. He told Variety, "We'll have Aquaman, which is funny. The beautiful thing is that me and my partner wrote the first treatment for it, about a 55-page treatment, and a lot of it has to deal with me talking to the UN, expending what's going to be happening with the melting ice caps." All right, let's explore that. Let's get the right info. Let's talk about climate change. Let's talk about if there's a discussion there, but not in Aquaman 2. There's no far off galaxy coming to destroy us. There's no alien from another place. It's really just the idea of us ruining our planet, he added, and the fact that we all need to get it together and save our home. Fine, like I said, let's have that discussion, but not in you know what. And they finally get to the title of their article. As Momoa leaving the role of Aquaman, he indicated that was not going to happen, telling Variety, I'll always be Aquaman, ain't anyone coming in there and taking SHIT. There might be some other characters too. I can play other things too. I can be funny and savage and charming. And yeah, maybe he can in some cases. Depends on what he has to work with. He reiterated this to Deadline. I love James Gunn, and so there's going to be some really cool things, what they're doing with DC, and I definitely will be in more than just one. There's room for me to play a couple different roles. I've seen other actors do it. Yeah, I want a shot, he added. Let me know what you think in the comments. Consider subscribing here, doing pop culture, entertainment, things like that. If you don't subscribe, I'll be pretty sad about it, but I'll get over it. See you next time.